And welcome to the Wednesday edition of FSU Weather. Right now, live look at Doak. We are cloudy and rainy still with the 67 degrees and cloudy. We have some of those north-northeast winds coming in at 5 miles an hour as we have a cold front slowly approaching. Right now, we're seeing around 60s and 70s around the region, very humid and mild. And our future cast going into tonight, we'll see those storms that we had in the last 24 hours move out and see some clearance. And as we're going into tonight's temperatures, we will dip back down into the 50s and have more pleasant temperatures as we see 59 in St. Mark's, 61 in Perry, and even 55 in Thomasville and 54 in Bainbridge. And as we're going into tomorrow's temperatures, we will see a high of 74 and sunny as we will have those north-northwest winds coming in as that cold front approaches. But tonight we will have featuring localized flooding and spring showers in your trusted national forecast. All that and more on FSU Weather.
Done in the morning, yes. And hopefully be able to tan afterwards. Get out in the sun a little bit more.
You know it. Being outside is so nice, especially now that that pollen has gone down with all of this rain that we've had.
Exactly. I really cannot wait for all of the summery days to come. I know we did have a lot of humidity today, but hopefully next week and then after this rain comes through, we will be a little bit drier because I'm not a huge fan of the humidity.
Oh, me neither. But now we're going to head back over to Daniela.
So right now, again, we have our live look at Doak with our 67 degrees and cloudy right now. We are seeing some showers slowly moving out of the area, and we will look forward to much better weather tomorrow. Right now for our temperature almanac, today's high was 71 degrees and our low was 67. Definitely with that cloud cover and rain today, we did not reach our record lows or highs, thankfully, as that would have been quite miserable. And as we're going into our current temperatures right now, we see mild and humid. Right now we got 73 in Perry, 72 in Valdosta, 63 in Thomasville, and we see some 69 in Apalachicola, 68 in Quincy. And as we're going into our current dew points, we are very saturated as we have this moisture and rain and nastiness in. So right now our dew points are 64 in Tallahassee and Monticello, 68 in Valdosta, and high 60s and low 50s into the southern Georgia area, and shows that these dew points really close to our temperatures shows how saturated we are right now with all this rain. Right now, wind speed and direction, we got mostly some northerly winds, which is a positive from this cold front that is slowly moving in, bringing us drier and cooler air to look forward to going into tomorrow and into the weekend. We got some wind speeds of 6 to 7 miles per hour, pleasant and calm. And as we're going into our SPC Storm Outlook Day 1, we saw today we had some marginal to severe weather, and some of that may continue on into tonight, but most of it will fizzle out or stay to our east. As we're going to our current local radar right now, we have some backscatter going in here, but we still have some showers lining up here from the coast and heading to our easterly regions and into Georgia. And as we're going into our future cast, we do see that rain moving out again, those temperatures dropping. And as we go into a look at Tallahassee nurseries, we will see the gloominess outside that we have discovered today. And our dog walk forecast for tomorrow, we will see that be pleasant temperatures, and to go out to walk your dog at any point, it'll be cool and wonderful. And tonight's low temps, we will stay in the 50s. In tomorrow's local forecast, we will see some mid-70s going in. And for the week ahead, we will see our pleasant weather coming in, maybe some rain going in the next week. But overall, let's hand it off to Oceana. Tell us what's in Florida.
Thanks, Daniela. So the rest of Florida is looking awfully similar to here in Tallahassee. We see our temperatures in Jacksonville 73, Pensacola 77, Tampa 67, and Orlando 76, but all around we are seeing some pretty cloudy conditions all across the area We are seeing some thunderstorms here in Tampa, 67 degrees right there. But it is nice and sunny in Pensacola with a nice degrees of 77, 73 in Jacksonville, 76 in Orlando. Our current dew points are really reflecting that humidity we have been feeling today. And really the past 3 days, it has been awfully humid, but it should dry up into tomorrow, which you should see here. Tallahassee, our dew point started at about 63, but it should get down to about 35 come Friday. All of that moisture is going to move on down into the southern portion of Florida. Miami is going to still be a little moist, dew point at 55, Key West 59, but we should be nice and dry up here after this front and squall lines push their way through all today. We see the squall line here that just came through Tallahassee, still pushing through Tampa right now, so you probably are experiencing some scattered thunderstorms and showers in the central Florida region. But up here in Pensacola and Tallahassee, we kind of got out of that already. Just a little bit of scattered showers here in Tallahassee to finish up the night. Pensacola is looking the sunniest of all Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Temperatures in the low 70s in Pensacola for the next 3 days. Jacksonville, and just like the rest of Florida, is going to be quite rainy tomorrow. Tallahassee and Pensacola already got out of it, like I mentioned, but Thursday is the day to look out for. We have 74 degrees on Thursday with a 70% chance of rain. Friday and Saturday, though, looking nice and sunny, 72 and 80 as our highs going into the weekend. Tampa's looking just as similar with that rain really coming through tomorrow. It's probably going to push through most of tonight. 50% chance tomorrow, high of 77, but nice and sunny on Friday and going into the weekend again. Should be a beautiful weekend for the entire state of Florida. Highs in the 80s, getting a nice taste of summer. Orlando is just the same, and same with Miami. We are really just going to be seeing a lot of rain push through on Thursday. In Miami, it's going to be 83, and after that rain comes through, it might drop down to the 70s, which should be a nice break for the typical humid and hot temperatures in Miami. Looking very sunny, though, all across the state come Friday. As of right now, though, the next 24 hours, we still have a lot of rain to get through. We did see that huge line of storms still pushing through central Florida, but as of right now, we are sitting at 66 in Tampa, 53 Tallahassee, 77 in Key West for tonight. Tomorrow, sunny and 75 in Tallahassee, 80 in Key West, 83 West Palm, 80 in Orlando. So we should warm up a lot tomorrow, but let's zoom out a little bit and look at the southeast with Ryan.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Orlando seeing some of that rain coming down, or at least just cloudy conditions. Savannah, or Charleston, South Carolina, rather, 74 degrees. Charlotte, North Carolina, a little bit cooler, 56 degrees, cloudy skies. In Atlanta, 69 degrees as we're getting into that rush hour traffic. Somewhere I don't want to be is Atlanta driving right now. But as we take a look around the southeast at our current conditions, a lot of the southeast did see that rain move through over the last couple of days, but now we're starting to dry out on the backside. So Little Rock, Jackson, New Orleans, dry, staying in the 60s, same with Montgomery over in Atlanta. But as we start to work our way further into Florida, that's where we're going to find more of that rainfall and moisture hanging around Tampa, Orlando, and it's eventually going to work its way into Miami. So our dew points kind of show where that front has been and where it's going, because you can see kind of that line of green, where the green and brown kind of separate. Where the green is where it's more moist, where there's more moisture, and where in a lot of places, especially east of Tallahassee towards Jacksonville and down the state of Florida, it's raining. But as we look further to the west, where our more dry conditions are indicated by the rust color, that's where the front's already worked its way through, and our conditions are starting to quiet down. So for our day one severe outlook, we are dealing with a level 1 out of 5 risk for severe storms from east of Tallahassee through Jacksonville, down just north of Orlando, and then working our way up into the Carolinas, into just part of North Carolina. So we're going to be keeping an eye out for damaging winds, some spotty hail, and maybe a couple isolated tornadoes. Same situation out in parts of Texas, but again, dealing with a level 1 out of 5 risk. So for wind speed right now, 10 miles per hour over New Orleans, a little gusty there, 12 miles per hour over in Charlotte and Atlanta, and 13 mile per hour gusts seen over in Miami. So taking a look at our satellite and radar, we are seeing that big glob of moisture starting to work its way into Tampa, Sarasota, some of the portions of like Pinellas, Pasco County, really starting to see that. And as we work our way inland towards St. Augustine, down towards like Flagler County, seeing some of the showers and storms start to work their way in. Also seeing some showers and storms work their way up into the Carolinas, near Norfolk, heavier showers down in North and South Carolina, and also kind of the next wave of moisture working its way through New Orleans and Houston right now. So for upper level water vapor, we kind of play a little game with the radar and vapor here, where we can see where there's more moisture in the atmosphere. Definitely a lot of moisture contained within this cold front working its way into Florida right now. So you're definitely going to bring those umbrellas with you, at least for the rest of the day in Florida today. But taking a look at future radar, we're eventually going to quiet out, and it's going to get nice and comfortable across the southeast. Taking a look at tomorrow, temperatures, lots of sunshine, temperatures up in the upper 60s, and then as we work our way into Florida, 70s and 80s prevail. So Bentley, taking a look at spring showers, they're bringing those Mayflowers, or maybe a little bit early?
You know it. Thanks, Ryan. So we've got the spring equinox going on. But you know, that has already passed, but we're going to be looking at the Tallahassee nursery. It is a bit rainy out there still, but you can see all of the lovely colors in the flower going on right now because spring has sprung. As you can see behind me now, we do have that rain passing on through, going through the rest of tonight, but it is going to be clearing up. As we have seen, if you don't have any plans tomorrow, head on over to the Bark for some karaoke. It is still going to be a bit rainy, so you are going to need that rain jacket or umbrella. But tomorrow we are looking pretty pleasant, 74 tomorrow and mostly clear, so no need for that rain jacket going to classes. But our baseball team will be playing on Friday, and again, it is going to be nice and sunny. The game is at 6 p.m. here at Florida State at the Dick Hauser Stadium, so no need for any sunscreen or anything because it will be a nighttime game. Looking at our dog walk forecast, tomorrow it is going to clear up overnight, so it will be a good morning tomorrow to walk your babies. Nothing too chilly. It's only going to be a low of 54, so it should be a pretty pleasant walk. Looking at our airport delays, we don't have any going on at the Tallahassee International Airport right now, but if you do happen to be leaving from or to Orlando, do expect some delays going on with that rain that is still going on down there. Now we are going to look at something to book your calendars with a little bit later in the April month. You should head on down to the parade, which will be happening in downtown Tallahassee on Saturday, April 6th, early in the morning. So far, it is looking like it's going to be a beautiful but warm day to go ahead and do that. Over at Tom Brown Park, it is beautiful, 82, maybe a little warm if you are not from Florida, but it is only partly cloudy, so it's a beautiful time to go ahead and get a nice walk in. Looking at overnight tonight, it is going to be pretty pleasant, the mid-50s to lower 60s. It is 58 right now in Tallahassee, with it being a bit warmer down in Perry where those storms still are. Over the weekend, it is looking pretty beautiful. It is going to be in the mid to upper 70s, then dipping down into the mid 40s. So nothing too crazy going on right there. But now we are going to be handing it off to Oceana and taking a look at what's going on elsewhere.
Thanks, Bentley. So the entire United States is seeing some pretty mild temperatures, I would say, right now, except for here in Bismarck and Minneapolis, we're at 27 and 28. But really in the central United States, Kansas City at 48. West Coast, San Francisco, you're looking rainy and 57. But really all along this East Coast here, we're sitting 70 in Atlanta, 49 in Washington, D.C. So a lot of that is coming with a lot of dryness. We have a dew point of 11 in Denver, 11 in Billings. We have a lot of dry dew points here in the entire United States, except for the southeast where we are right here in Tallahassee. That is likely going to be because of all of those rain, showers, and thunderstorms that we have been experiencing lately. But like we saw before, that will level off a little bit into the weekend, should get a little drier down here in the southeast. Here shows our upper level water vapor. Like Ryan had mentioned, this is really highlighting where a lot of that rain is right now. We are seeing a lot of moisture in the upper levels here in the eastern portion of the United States and in the northwest up here, Seattle and Oregon, which is thanks to a lot of these fronts we've got going on. So a lot of this rain here in the East Coast is from this cold front that's running through right now. A lot of low pressure, leaving a lot of moisture up in the atmosphere, and thus bringing up those dew points closer to our temperatures, making it feel much more humid and muggy here. We have high pressure system in the central United States, a warm front actually pulling through the Texas area, leaving some high pressure over here in New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada. But near our stationary front up here in the northwest is going to be explaining a lot of that rain in the Washington, Oregon region. So for our storm outlook, day 1, the places to highlight here are Dallas through Houston. Right here we have a marginal risk of severe thunderstorms, so that is never something to take lightly. Always prepare. We also have one of those here stretching from a little bit in South Carolina, Georgia, and into Pensacola, or Jacksonville, and some of central Florida. But that will subside going into tomorrow, just becoming a non-severe in Florida, southern Florida, and in the northwest. We are going to be seeing a little bit less of a risk, and then that will move in to the middle portion of the United States, down into a non-severe. But regardless, anything that the Storm Prediction Center produces, definitely keep a watch on. So here are the flood watches. We know we have one here in Tallahassee all day today and actually last night, thanks to those buckets of rain that we have gotten lately. We have some actually in North Carolina as well. Those are flood watches, but we have some flood warnings, which mean that there is imminent danger. So we have some of those in Mississippi and Alabama and parts of Virginia. And we still have some winter advisories here in the northwestern portion coming into almost April. We still have some winter advisories, so definitely keep an eye on those. The drought monitor shows that a majority of the United States is abnormally dry. Our driest portions, however, being here in New Mexico, southern New Mexico, you are exceptionally dry, so definitely heed warning to that, especially with those lack of fires. Pay attention to your fire marshals always, especially when you are in an exceptional drought conditions. Tonight's temperatures, we are going to drop pretty low in Bismarck, 10 degrees, 12 degrees in Minneapolis, and 32 Kansas City, 47 San Antonio, 65 Tampa, 42 Boston. We have some pretty widespread temperatures throughout the United States here, 50 in San Francisco. Looks like we're going to have some thunderstorms in Seattle, 42 degrees. Keep an eye on that. For tomorrow's temperatures across the United States, we're looking 72 New Orleans, 65 Memphis, all sunny here in central United States. Some of that rain will head down to Miami and in the northeast, but overall we should be pretty sunny in the central United States. Now Ryan, what's the weather like in Indianapolis?
Yeah, so Indianapolis is our spotlight city, the capital of Indiana. So let's take a travel over to Indianapolis, Indiana, and take a look at their forecast. Right now, 46 degrees, sunny. There's Lucas Oil Stadium, we're home of the Colts and the NFL Draft Combine, if anyone's paying attention. But sunny, 46 degrees, and southeast wind. And for our almanac for today, we got up to 46 degrees today, so quite about 11 degrees below average. Well off their record though, so I mean, at least they got that going for them. Right at average for their low temperature today, and quite a bit off their record low. So taking a look at our day planner for tomorrow, out the door, might be dealing with some frost as we get into the early morning hours as temperatures start to dip into the 30s, maybe even some places encountering a hard freeze. Then by lunchtime, warming up to about 48 degrees and 56 degrees as they head home from work. Taking a look at the radar, we did see some showers and storms move through yesterday, but all clear today. Some clouds will start to work their way in. Then northwest Indiana will start to see some isolated showers and storms work in by tomorrow night. Lafayette and places near the Illinois-Indiana border dealing with some of those isolated showers and storms. For dew points, a lot of rust color on the map showing low dew points, which is going to help our ability to have a frost or a freeze as we go into the morning tomorrow. So overnight tonight, Rochester 33 degrees, Newport 38 degrees, downtown Indianapolis at 41 degrees, Mount Zion with 35 degrees, and Cedar Creek staying about 35 degrees. So lots of places in Indiana dealing with some cool temperatures, but the good news is the warm-up is on the way. So as we get into Friday, by Saturday, we're going to be dealing with temperatures around 70 degrees. Then our next chance of rain is going to be working its way in come Sunday. That's going to kind of moderate temperatures a bit, but 80% coverage of showers and storms by Monday, 72 degrees. So I think if you're looking for a day to get out and do your weekend plans, you're probably going to be looking at Friday into early Saturday morning, and then later into Saturday into Sunday, that's going to be our next threat for some storms to work their way through. However, whatever you're doing out in Indianapolis, I think you're going to have a pretty good time, especially if you stay indoors Sunday into Monday. But Bentley, taking a look at the future radar one last time for Indianapolis, there's the temperatures working their way through, getting nice and comfortable by the end of the day tomorrow. But take one last look close to home, Bentley.
Thank you, Ryan. So we're going to take a look back at our Doak Campbell Stadium again. It is still a bit cloudy because we do still have that rain through. It is only 66 right now, so it is not too bad besides the rainy weather. Behind me, we're looking at some of our local cameras. It is looking pretty beautiful with that sunset over at Panama City. Everywhere else is still looking a bit cloudy and rainy, but that will be clearing up as we go into tonight and later into tomorrow. We do still see those scattered storms, but they will be clearing up. Looking at our current temperatures, it's 67 right now in Tallahassee and pretty much the same everywhere else, with it being a little bit warmer down in Apalachicola and in Perry. Tonight is going to be 58, so not terribly chilly, and it is a bit warmer down in Perry, but mid-50s all across the region and into the lower 60s. Into tomorrow, like I said earlier, it isn't going to be too bad to go walk your fur babies, but it is only going to be a high of 72 tomorrow. So it will be a pretty pleasant day once all of this rain passes. As you can see, it gets nice and clear tomorrow and into Thursday, so no rain for the next couple days anyway. Looking pretty mildly humid, so no need to worry too much about those hairstyles. You can wear it almost any way you want in your typical Florida day anyway. It is going to be 75 tomorrow and a bit pretty average everywhere else. It is also 75 in Perry, so nothing too crazy going on. For the week ahead, like we've been saying, it is going to be clearing up for the next couple days and into the weekend, but there is a possibility for rain coming again next week, with it most definitely going to rain next Wednesday. The temperatures are staying in the upper 70s to 80s, so it's going to get pretty hot and humid coming up here really, really fast. And we are looking at a break in the pollen today because of the rain, but we still have high tree and grass pollen going on, so carry that allergy medicine with you. Now we're going to hand it back to Ryan and Daniela to go ahead and close out the show.
Thank you, Rainfall, for getting rid of that pollen, and thank you, Daniela, for an amazing thank you, Bentley, for an amazing first show. Congratulations, it was a great show.
It was. I'm definitely glad and looking forward to those nice, mild, and cool spring temperatures coming in, especially after the nasty storms we've got in the last couple of days. I can tell you, I didn't sleep last night. Those storms rolling in were crazy. All that lightning was nuts, so I'm looking forward to those clear skies.
You said you didn't sleep. That helped me sleep. It was like the nice, like just hearing the thunder roll in as I was going to bed, and then like the rain come down. I did wake up a little early when the thunder started again this morning, but it did kind of help me sleep. It was kind of a nice, like, relaxing. I think a lot of people play like rain sounds to help them fall asleep.
It does help, but when your house is shaking from the thunder, it definitely
makes
it hard to sleep.
That's true too.
But yeah, for sure. I'm definitely, like I said, looking forward to tomorrow. And, you know, tomorrow will be a wonderful day to have a picnic, you know, a sunset picnic, and enjoy the wonderful weather.
Out on Landis, or, you know, go hang out with friends, get outside. Yeah, absolutely a great time to get out and about.
But make sure to follow us on Twitter at FSU Weather.
Like us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And make sure to watch us live on YouTube, as you are right now, at FSU Weather, and subscribe to our channel.
And then follow us on Instagram. We've got a lot of cool posts up on Instagram at FSU Weather. So that'll do it for tonight's show, Daniela.
Yes.
But we'll be back here again tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Wonderful. It's great. See you guys, and good night. We'll take a look at our 7-day forecast.